introduce Andy Horner, the creator of Ace of Sales. And without further ado, Andy, take us through the presentation.
Happy to, Mike. First, I just wanted to thank you for inviting me to present today. And I hope that we have, and I believe that we have some good content in here to get your mind working and to spark some aha moments to drive you guys to take this concept of delivering value up to the next level, because it impacts not just your sales, it impacts your team, and it impacts your marketing as well. So today I want you to be thinking sales, marketing, and how your team works together. I want to start off today with a story. About 6 months ago, I was in an airport. Many of you are in airports on a routine basis like me. And I go in airports and I kind of check my brain at the door. I'm usually in my pajamas or in my sweats, at least flannel and jeans, and I kind of tune everything out. It takes a lot. It takes almost something to be on fire to catch my attention inside an airport. But about 6 months ago, I was in an airport in Dallas, and the guy at the Sbarro's Pizza place was just a 20-year-old guy. Didn't look, he was very nondescript. But when I got to the checkout to pay for my pizza for a good 2-hour layover, he looked at me and he said, "So, do you know if tomatoes are better for you cooked or raw?" And it took me aback. This to me was just like something being on fire. Here was a guy at the checkout counter of Sbarro's Pizza giving me value. He asked me a trivia question, and all of a sudden my mind was alive. I said, "I have no idea. Is a tomato better for you cooked or raw?" And he says, "Many people don't know that a tomato is better for you cooked because the lycopene inside the tomato and the tomato skins is more accessible to your body." Feel free to check it out on Google. So here he is, a guy at a pizza place telling me about tomatoes, and it made my experience at Sbarro's Pizza far more interesting. In fact, it sparked a 2-minute conversation with this guy, super nice guy, going through college right now, telling me how much he enjoyed working at Sbarro's and his manager was really good to him. And now I walked away from that cash register with a much better opinion of Sbarro's Pizza, because this guy took a very small chance to a very small opportunity to deliver a little tiny tidbit of value to me. And this is the heart. This guy at the cash register at Sbarro's Pizza inside the Dallas airport provides more value than most salespeople who just say, "I want to make the sale today. Here are our features. Here's our brochure. Go ahead and sign here, and we're done." My name's Andy Horner. I'm the Chief Architect of Ace of Sales. If you don't know what Ace of Sales is, you're going to by the end of this presentation, because Ace of Sales is a tool that I personally built to help salespeople deliver value. I teach people to deliver value, and I teach people to what are the nuts and bolts of delivering value, especially for salespeople and marketers. But I built the tool Ace of Sales to make it easier. So I want you to be thinking about those two things today, not just the tool itself, but the actual tips and ideas of how you can use it to boost everything that you're doing. And this is the reason why Mike brought me here today, is to tell you about the ideas of delivering value, but also the tools to make it easy, because you guys are all busy. You've got many, many hats that you wear, and you have so many tasks to do that a lot of things drop by the wayside. So I want to show you today how to make it easy so you can do it, because it's that important to your business and the growth of your revenue. I want to start with a question. Which titles would your customers select for you? If I showed your customers vendor, supplier, executive, or rep, or if I showed them this list: trusted advisor, value provider, expert, and resource, which list, which column would your customers pick for you? I hope it's the right-hand side. And if it's not the right-hand side, then you need to pay attention today, because you need to make it so. You need to make it so when someone asks your customers, "What's the title of your supplier of such and such?" he says, "No, no, no. He's not my supplier. He's my expert. He's my go-to guy or gal. He's my resource. She's my value provider. She's my trusted advisor. I don't know what I would do without her or him." I don't want them to say about you that you are just the supplier, because that makes you a commodity. That makes you replaceable. We're going to talk about philosophy and strategy first. What does it mean to deliver value? I'm using this term as though you already know it, but I want to get this into your lexicon with a definition. What is the meaning of deliver value? It's really at the heart of sharing your expertise, your ideas, and the information that helps your customers reach their goals and profit. If you can help them reach their goals and make more money, then you go from being a supplier or a vendor or a sales rep to becoming a trusted advisor, an expert, and an indispensable resource. Delivering value proves that you care. It proves that it helps you to establish your reputation. It creates loyalty with your customers. They will hold on to you as though you are a prized possession. It builds trust, and it differentiates you from everyone else out there trying to knock you off the hill. It's about trading the role of order taker, which many of you are, or at least it's the way many of you think about sales. I'm representing my company, trying to capture more orders today. I want you to go from there to the more fulfilling and profiting role of trusted advisor. A lot of people think of the movie Glengarry Glen Ross and think about the whole Alec Baldwin scene, always be closing. It's become a parody and a kind of a mockery of sales now. But I think the term still applies, or at least the acronym, always be connecting, always be consulting, always be conversing, creating, communicating, capturing, contributing. Delivering value is the true ABC. Always be closing, forget that. Doesn't work anymore. Always be doing these C's, and you will establish yourself as a trusted advisor and indispensable resource. Value is not a thing. Value is everything. It's everything that you do for your customer, and I'm going to show you that in detail today. Value is not about a specific time that you do something or a moment that you need to say something inside of a sales meeting or inside your sales pitch or presentation. What are the right words? What is the right thing to provide the right value to get the signature on the contract? No, value is about the entire relationship you have with your customer. That's what's going to keep them there. It's what's going to sell them. It's what's going to help them transfer from a prospect to a customer, from a customer to a devoted, loyal customer, and remain there for the life cycle of the relationship. Understand that value comes before, during, between, and after the sale. I think that's critical. Most salespeople they tune in during the sales meeting, and then after that they kind of hope that the rest of the team will help to close it, deliver it, and keep the customer happy into the distance. Not so. Your value, you as the salesperson, you as the main relationship contact, need to be delivering value from beginning to end. Now I have a term for you. It's called value gap. And when I express the concept of delivering value, I always use this term value gap because this is what happens to most salespeople, and it's a major reason why they either lose the prospect or they lose the customer in the long run. A value gap is the downtime in the buying process when salespeople foolishly wait on the customer instead of capitalizing on the opportunity to provide ideas, resources, and expertise that builds trust, loyalty, and a lifetime of purchases. Throughout the sales cycle, certain value is expected. They may not even know it themselves, but deep down, subconsciously, your prospect expects value. They're looking for it. They're looking for the competitors, one of them, to differentiate themselves, to step forward, to provide more value than the others so they can make a decision. And if it doesn't happen, they will choose on price. A lot of folks out there, a lot of salespeople who say, hey, our whole industry is just price-driven. Not true. Nobody is delivering enough value, and so therefore all of your customers, all of your buyers are deciding on price. You have to step forward as the chief value deliverer, and they will choose you over the price. Salespeople do these things. They give consulting, explaining. They do explain the contract, explain the features, explain the benefits, and they do a lot of listening to all the questions so the customer feels heard. And then you wait a while and you email back and forth and you hope and hope and hope that they'll finally come back and that you can do your negotiating and your closing and finalize the pricing. And then sometimes we wait again and finally they become a customer, and then you are now the advocate and you kind of manage the job, manage the order, and then you fulfill the product or service that they purchased. But in between these moments in the selling process, there is value that is not being provided. And prospects that drop away, prospects that go quiet, often do because you are not gluing those moments together with value. However, it's often the unexpected value that makes the difference. To make it faster to get from this moment to this moment to this moment, value is the glue. Value is the transfer. Value is the bridge. And it bridges that value gap. During the buying process, you go from these moments in the sales process by filling the value gap. Instead of them falling away or becoming distracted by a competitor or becoming distracted by another project or another hot to-do, you glue it together by filling the value gap with value. And when they purchase from you the first time, it might be a year, or in realty, it might be 10 years before that customer buys from you again. All along the way, you need to be bridging those gaps with value. Value delivery during the buying process must be highly personalized, revealing that you listened to their answers, understood their buying motives, and have targeted, insightful ideas to meet their specific goals. Value delivery during the quiet between sales should center on trends, seasonal issues, current events that are relevant to your customers. If I'm a realtor, I have not heard from my realtor since I purchased my house 5 years ago. I should be hearing from her every month. What should I be doing now that it's winter? To weatherproof my house, to save energy, to save costs, what should I be thinking about for my flower beds come this spring, which is just around the corner? Why am I not hearing from my realtor? And I'll tell you what, when we go to sell our house in another 3 or 4 years and buy another one, she will not be the one I call because she did nothing to fill the value gap. Are you filling the value gap? So when it's time to buy again, the first thing they think of is the person that has been in touch with them every day, every month, every week. My goal today is to first convince you that you have a value gap and then show you how to fill it with value that helps you succeed. I'm going to start with some ideas and examples. This is my personal website. Mike Krause has a personal website. He has a business website. It features him and his expertise, his books, his value, his system that he can use to help you succeed. If you want to learn about Mike and what he offers, you go there and you learn what he has. So my question is, where is your website? Now, I have a company as well, Ace of Sales. I have a company website, but I also have a personal website. You could have one too. Creating this website cost me about $15. Yes, I did some of the graphics myself, but the design and the template and the WordPress engine that's behind it was all done for me. Let me tell you how to do it. Write this down. Themeforest.com. Themeforest.com. Themeforest. You go there and you buy a gorgeous WordPress template. These are not just blog templates. These are website, corporate and personal branded website templates that you can buy from ThemeForest by the company Envato. You buy it, you download it, you install it upon a server somewhere, you put in a couple of graphics and pictures of yourself and your content, your philosophy, who you are and what you do for your customers, and you have a personal website. Now you have a home base on the internet. Your blog is there, your philosophy is there, all of your value is there. This is my website. I talk about my webinars. I talk about all of the different benefits that I offer my customers. You can find it all there at andyhorner.com. I tweet. Salespeople get pushback because they're pushy. Help the customer buy, and the only pushing will be a signed contract back across the table. And the only company that ever succeeded by copying was Xerox, being original. You can tweet, and by tweeting, you can build up your followers. Now, I started tweeting with Ace of Sales, and I have close to 8,000 followers now. And I just recently started tweeting at Andy Horner, at Andy Horner. So go there, follow me, and you can see how I use value even inside my tweets. So my customers on a daily basis are getting value from me. These are not just tweets about what I ate today. They're tweets about sales, of trading, and personal branding. This is my Ace of Sales blog on the left. And this is some of the emails I send out with all kinds of content about the products that I offer. We recently just posted a lot of Valentine's Day for customers. A cool concept. Have you ever sent a Valentine's Day greeting card to your customer? Well, we create greeting cards that are perfect for your contacts and your customers, not just your spouse and your loved ones and your children. Your e-zine doesn't have to be an elaborate email newsletter. A lot of people in the world of Constant Contact and MailChimp think, I don't have time to create an email newsletter. It doesn't have to be an email newsletter. It just needs to be an update. Think e-update. One simple article, one little tidbit, one little idea. Jill from Boston uses Ace of Sales, and she promotes all of her courses that she does. She has a little paint bar where women, and mostly women from the Boston area, come and they paint paintings together and relax and drink coffee. And this is what her shop is, called the Paint Bar. And so she communicates when are their next classes, here are the next painting we're going to do this weekend. She uses Ace of Sales on a weekly or every other week basis to communicate value. This is just an email update. It's not a newsletter. It's an update, and it's perfect for people that don't have a lot of time. Here's another one. This guy represents is a staffing organization for people in the healthcare industry. Jason Mulholland, incredible guy. Look at how short this email is. This is like an email newsletter, but it's super short and took him just a few minutes to do. He just wanted to publish a discussion that was going on LinkedIn. This is value. It's a way of staying in touch with your contacts with something valuable. You can click on this link and go join this important discussion. This is unlike a newsletter. It's just an email update. Others are using it to say, hey, the weather was crazy last week. How did you hold up? Are you experiencing a power outage? Contact us today. And Jeff Blair over on the right is actually using pictures of his products. They're actually having a conversation with each other, and he's featuring different products. More on him later. More on him now. This is Jeff Blair's new emails. He features his products, one product at a time, so it doesn't take him a whole lot of time. One product at a time. His company offers shelf organization products. And so he features one product or one solution. He has their new iPhone app on the right. He's featuring a new little door, a new little closet organization widget on the left, the insert a ballet rod. And he features one product. It doesn't take him long, but he's delivering constant value to his customers. This is a conversation I want you to follow with me. Have you taken a course with us before? This was a conversation from a Dale Carnegie rep. And he's a friend of mine. I want you to follow it. This is how value is handled inside the sales cycle. Have you taken a course with us before? No. Well, you should. Why? Because our trainers are fantastic. Really? Did you bring them with you? No, but believe me, they are. Well, why should I believe you? Because I'm a sales rep. Jackass. That's the term that people use for the word sales rep. Much better to use a term like expert or consultant. Now, no value inside there, but let's see it again with some value. Have you taken a course with us before? Dale Carnegie Organization? No. What one word comes to mind when you hear the phrase sales training? Expensive. But what if it was totally affordable? Well, then helpful. Here are 3 quotes by Dale Carnegie. Value. Which one resonates with you the most? The one about public speaking. Okay, well, why that one? My sales team does a lot of presentations and they all suck at it. Well, if I could help your sales team hit their presentations out of the park, what difference would that make to you for your company? We'll probably double our sales. Here's an idea. Why don't we start with a handful of your presenters, and if it's a home run for them, we'll roll it out to the whole team. How soon can we start? There's a differentiating perceived value in this conversation over the last one. Here are the 3 quotes by Dale Carnegie. Value. There's something there. There's true content there to actually hook the actual prospect itself. Right there and right there. Now, how do you build on that? Let's say you go ahead and close that sale. Well, here's what JJ does. Check this out. He sends emails. This is an email about a concept of process versus organic training. A great article. Here's another article called Time is Money. It's all about managing your time and using time management skills in order to improve your sales process. Here's another one. This one is an actual principle by Dale Carnegie. Become genuinely interested in people. Fantastic articles. He's linked to his blog, and it establishes JJ as an expert. He's constantly, every other week, sending out one of these articles, and he is building an incredible referral network. He's building an incredible buzz. He's building downloads and interest and inquiries and discussions and dialogue with all of his customers. It generates all of the conversation that he needs to build his business and build relationships by delivering value. He does it on Facebook. He does it on his blog. Constant stream of value. And what is his product? Dale Carnegie Training Services. This is an email from Ace of Sales that we send out, and here's one by one of our customers, Charles Cannon. Very simple, one article at a time, not an email newsletter, just an email update. This is a simple email I sent to a customer of mine. They sent me and said, hey Andy, I just wanted to brag on something. I landed a great job with the services that you offer. So I use Ace of Sales to send a congrats. I took a photograph of myself in about 2 minutes, pasted it into a great looking email, and I sent this to her. This is another way of giving value to your contacts, by actually thanking them and congratulating them, by being part of their celebration. That's value. It's a valuable part of the relationship. But most of you are so busy that you miss out on these opportunities to make a memorable moment by greeting your customer with some congratulations. Now, another way to do it is to personalize your presentation. Whenever I go do training with an organization, I recently met with TRG, Title Resource Group out in California. I created a California-based TRG-based presentation. Are you taking the time to customize your presentations to your customer? Are you just using the same old boilerplate presentation that you use with every customer? I always, always customize my presentations for the customer. And this way, they feel like I took the time to prepare something just for them. Send events and dates to your customers. Send inspirational articles. Send breaking news about your industry or about your products or features. Send great web content that they can go check out and read. Send testimonials, actual examples. Send tips and techniques, how-tos, white papers, ebooks. Create content and information, things that are timely, things that are happening right now for your customers, and send them out on a weekly or every other week basis. And the key to everything is writing, and we're going to get back to that in a moment. Emails, e-zines, Twitter blog, Facebook videos, webinars, and books. Are all of these things fired up in your world? Are all of these things activated in your sales and marketing world? Delivering value applies to every salesperson in every industry. So if you are in insurance, or if you're in selling roofing, or if you're in home alarm systems, and you're like, oh, we have a service that's kind of intangible and abstract. We don't really have the imagery that we need to do all this stuff. No. Banking, real estate, medical clinics, dog catchers, whoever you are, you should be delivering value. And here's a tip. Ask yourself, what initiative can I take to help this customer? And then do it. What initiative can I take to help this customer? You know what, I just met with this guy on a sales call. He's got this problem that I really wasn't prepared for. Go research it. Go work up some ideas, and then share those ideas in a phone call or in an email back to your customer, something of value, rather than just bouncing to the next sales call. Think it takes time to create strong value messages that get forwarded, retweeted, liked, blogged, commented on, and shared? You're right, it does. You need to take the time to do it. Take the time. It's worth it. Settle down for a moment. If you're ADHD like me, just settle down for a moment. Force yourself to sit down and create this content, the valuable content that makes a difference. Don't wait for anyone, not your customers, your sales manager. Don't wait for anybody to prompt you. Just do it. Do it at night. Do it in the morning. Do it before the workday starts. Keep a list of questions your customers ask you. When your customers ask you a question, write it down. The chances are that your other customers are wondering the same thing, and share your answers in your e-zines, your blog posts, your tweets, and on Facebook. If you do nothing else, just respond to your customers' questions and send those answers out to everyone else. You want your customers thinking ideas and information are pouring out of this guy like a faucet, and I don't want to miss a drop. That's what you're shooting for. This guy, this girl, this gal, ideas are just pouring from them, and I'm going to go stand underneath this and capture every bit I can get. Use Evernote. I use Evernote to capture all my ideas. It syncs across my iPhone and my Macintosh computer and my iPad. All my ideas are there. So when I have a flash or a customer asking me a question or I have an idea, I put it into Evernote. It syncs everywhere, and when it comes time to write my next article for my e-blast out to my customers, I just take it right off of Evernote. And here's some action steps. The top excuse salespeople give for not delivering value is lack of time. So here are all the things that you need to do to create emails and blog posts and tweets for your customers. You've got to find graphics and edit the HTML and write content and generate lists and do all the follow-up and all that stuff. With Ace of Sales, this is the reason why we built it, it's the reason why Mike asked me here today, is to cut out almost all of that. So all you need to do now is find a quick graphic, write a little content, proof it, and then send it. Ace of Sales is what makes it possible, and I'm going to show you this in a little bit closer look in a minute. But I want to show you an idea, the 1-2 punch. Week 1, you send an email. This is a great routine for you of delivering value. So if you're like, Andy, spell it out for me. Exactly what am I supposed to do? The 1-2 punch. Week 1, just send a quick, simple article or a little update. Maybe just a link to a video or a quick little one-paragraph idea to your customers. Then week 2, send a full e-zine. You know, a couple articles, maybe a little sidebar information about what's going on the calendar. Week 3, take a break, don't send anything. And then come back the next week with another simple email. We call them email greetings or little e-updates, and then do another e-zine. This is a way for a salesperson who's doing it all themselves to make it manageable. I call it the 1-2 punch. 1-2, take a break. 1-2, take a break. It's like a stick and move or punch and dodge. Use Notepad if you're on a PC. Use TextEdit if you're on a Mac. I use TextEdit all the time to keep my ideas. If I'm creating a newsletter, I just add all of my stories, bump, all inside one newsletter. It's all right there. This is a great way for you to keep your ideas. It doesn't add any gobbledygook or styling to your text. It just keeps it nice and clean. And then you can just copy and paste right out of your little Notepad file right into your email, and you're done. This is what your e-zine might look like in the end. So When you create this content, whether it's a blog article or whether it's a quick update or whether it's a tip of some kind, first post it to your blog. Then post it to your Facebook conversation so people can start commenting on it and chatting with each other about your idea. Then tweet it. Tweet it with a link so people can see it's available on your blog and join the discussion there and on Facebook. Then finally send it in the email. Your email is the last step. And your email will include links to everything back to your blog, back to your Facebook. So Twitter comes before your email, and then everything else is all out there on the internet. It's all available. It's all linkable. And then you send your email and push everyone to your blog, Facebook, and Twitter. This is the way it works. Once you get good at it, your emails will just take 3 minutes. An email to a single customer should be 3 minutes long. If you're taking longer than that, you're being too perfectionistic. Emails to your entire customer base should take you 30 minutes. People who work days creating email newsletters have given you a false impression of how long it should take. 30 minutes. Write 2 short, 2-paragraph articles and 1 little 3-sentence tip and send it out the door. Ace of Sales makes it so that once you get your writing done, you can assemble it and send it in 30 minutes. And that is something you can do at night or in the morning. And easy into your entire customer base could be as much as 3 hours. But if you do it right, it shouldn't take any longer than that. And that's something that even a salesperson, a busy salesperson who's on the road and in airports can do. And here is my greatest value secret, is writing. I have 6 secrets for your writing for email and the web. Writing for email and the web is different than writing for books and essays and white papers. Writing for the web has to be highly scannable. Has to be quick so I can see in the blink of an eye what I'm looking at and make a decision of whether or not I'm going to actually read what you wrote. If you read my emails and if you read my blog posts, they're very scannable and snappy. And that's what you're going for, scannable and snappy. And here are 6 ideas for you. Break apart long sentences and paragraphs. Look at this paragraph. Very long and wordy. It's actually just one run-on sentence. And I see this all the time from salespeople who write the way they think and stream of consciousness. But when you read, you don't want that. You want it to be easy to break apart. Look at this. The same content broken into 4 different sentences. Now it's much more scannable. Those little periods give my eye a little break. So I say, oh, this paragraph is not going to be too thick and deep. It's going to be something I can read very quickly. So break apart long sentences into short ones. Don't reuse words too often. In this sentence, I could have very easily been very repetitive. But I use different words and I use specific words to make the content more interesting. Number 2, when you have a list of ideas in a paragraph, format it in bullets. Bullets are very scannable. Bulleted lists are very scannable. And you use that in your emails, use it in your proposals, use it in your responses to customers. Here are my 4 ideas for you. Boom, 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 boom. Don't put it inside a paragraph. It's like burying it down inside the dirt. Number 3, place your call to action on a line by itself and repeat it. Do you have calls to action in your emails? Most people don't. Download my white paper here. For more information, click here. Sign up for my webinar at this link. Here's what it might look like. Don't miss next month's seminar titled Enforcing Ever-Changing Compliance Rules. Click here to register for the event to be held on June 28th. Rather, make the call to action on the line by itself. Register now for this event. This is much more actionable. You're going to get much more conversions when you put the call to action on a line by itself. See how it's repeated? The title up in the paragraph is a link, but I also create a separate line. Register now is bolded, and it's on a line by itself. Much stronger, higher conversions. 4, keep messages short and sweet. This is a short and sweet message with a lot of content in it. Kathy, great to meet another sushi fan. Wow, you're facing some real challenges right now. Here are 3 big ones that you mentioned. You're short-staffed. You're not in a position to hire. Your technology is outdated. During our conversation, you triggered an idea that could solve all 3 issues. It gelled on the way home. Are you free for a call tomorrow morning? This is an excellent sales follow-up. I just met with this lady, Kathy. She's got some issues, and I picked up on them because I was a good listener. I put them in bullet points for her in short paragraphs that were very, very scannable, and I left with some intrigue. Are you free for a call tomorrow? This idea I had, you triggered, and it gelled on the way home. Kathy has to find out what Roger's talking about. Kathy has to know, so she is going to call him. Keep your tone casual and conversational, and stop being so corporate. Speaking like a marketer or speaking like the company will kill your sales and your marketing. it drives people away. When you speak like with corporate language that's generated by the HR department and by the legal department, people flee from that like the plague. If your tone is casual, if you write like you speak, if you write friendly, you can still be professional, and you will convert people into people who respond and want to have dialogue and conversation with you. And finally, when you send emails to people, do not put color in your text. Do not put color in your text. It should only be left for the links. Okay, so just use black text and make your link blue, or make the link the color of your main brand. It makes you look like a Crayola crown box, which makes you look like you're in kindergarten. So don't add color to your emails. This is an email from Jeffrey Gittimer, who is one of my partners with Ace of Sales. Most of you guys know Jeffrey Gittimer. He's one of the top sales trainers in the world. And this is an email that he wrote, that I kind of co-wrote with him, that embodies everything I just said. Kimberly, thanks for joining me Tuesday. I had fun. I hope you did too. Every paragraph is short and scannable. Bullet points. Here are 4.5 things I want you to do. The call to action, sign up with promo code Greenville, is on a line by itself and bolded. It's also repeated on the line 1 of the things you should do. Notice how scannable this is. It's actually a fairly long email, but it can be scanned and parsed and read in a matter of seconds. And that's what you're shooting for. Here are 2 other resources that I rely on every single day, and so should you. Dictionary.com and thesaurus.com. Use these to find the exact word you're looking for. Salespeople have a tendency to be lazy when it comes to speaking. They use terms like, oh, that's interesting. No, you don't mean that's interesting. You actually mean something more specific. So find the specific word. Oh, that's actually a little eye-opening, because the what you just mentioned was a peccadillo that my company committed against you, and I think I can actually help you with that. You don't want to use terms like interesting, because people tend to think that you have like an 8th grade level of speaking. What you want is people to say, oh, he doesn't use big words, but he uses specific words. She's not trying to use big vocabulary words, but she uses very precise language, and that will be attributed to you as intellect. That will be attributed to you as expertise. Also, when you're writing, if you want to check your grammar, there's there's like a free level of support on Grammarly.com, so you can check that out to kind of check your grammar. Spell checker specs your spelling, but Grammarly.com can help you check your grammar. So try that out if you don't have an editor. And here's another tip. If you really want to get better at writing, transcribe a great article once a week. Go somewhere go to a blog that posts articles and information and insight that you respect and have interest in, and you're fascinated by this, because I want you to be intrigued by what you're doing. And then take an article and just actually hand write it. Find a great article, or go find a classic book and just hand write it. By actually transcribing somebody else's work, it'll teach you how to become a better writer. Here's a few more examples of value. You can go to Andy Horner on Twitter. You can go to Ace of Sales on Twitter. You can go to andyhorner.com. You can go to blog.aceofsales.com. You can see what I do to provide value and deliver value to my customers on a weekly basis. And check out what Mike does as well. Mike is very active with email, very active on his website. He's a writer. He's a thinker. Follow what he does as well to see how he's delivering value, just like today, delivering value by bringing in a speaker to talk to you on a webinar. And that's what, and you can watch how others do it and say, okay, I see what he's doing here. I see where he's getting these resources. I see what he's writing. I see how often he's doing it. And then you do the same thing. Ace of Sales. All the examples from today's webinar were created in the product Ace of Sales. Ace of Sales is $20 a month. That's all it costs. And it gives you incredible advantage in creating very rapidly developed emails, beautiful follow-ups, thank you notes, e-newsletters, e-updates, and it's the perfect vehicle to help you wrap your value to deliver to your customers. It's the reason why we built it. We did not build it as an email newsletter competitor. We built it for salespeople. So you can take boring-looking emails like this and translate them and transition them into a beautiful email like this. Exact same message, same message, same message, same message, exact same message, but this is far more attention-grabbing and eye-opening. The value of it is greater. You can send emails that look like this. You can send newsletters that look like this. You can send even printed cards. If you want to use it to send your greeting cards that has your logo and all your branded materials all over it, we've created galleries filled with hundreds of designs for you to choose from. You can even add gift cards to them. This is what your customers get every day, hundreds and hundreds of emails, and this is how you can stand out. Just want you guys to see the difference. That's how you can stand out. With Ace of Sales, we just added a bunch of new features, which one of the reasons why Mike brought me here today is because we've got this great new update that has the ability to track all your emails, to see who opened it and when they opened it, how many people opened your emails. You can clone your emails. Look at that little button up at the top right. You can clone them so you can send your emails out extremely fast. And now you can put in all of the different brands you represent. Most salespeople represent more than one company or more than one product these days. So I can actually transition back and forth between all the different logos I have and all the different emails I use in one click and send out emails that represent those different emails. And you can get 30 days to try it absolutely free today. Just go to aceofsales.com and you can do exactly the stuff that we've been seeing in this webinar today by using the promo code Mike Krause. Notice how Mike spells his last name. Mike Krause. And you need to spell it right or else you won't get that 30 days free. K-R-A-U-S-E. Mike Krause, and you'll get the promo code. You get 30 days free, and as an extra bonus for signing up with the promo code Mike Krause, we're going to give you 2 of Jeffrey Gitomer's free ebooks. These are not free; they're actually $16 value each. But we're going to give you, we'll email them both to you free for signing up today or tomorrow with the promo code Mike Krause. You get the 2 ebooks from Jeffrey Gitomer. These, in my opinion, they're 2 of his best ebooks that he's done. Deliver value, a crash course, a cash source crash course. The point here is that now you know how to deliver value to grow your revenue, grow your profit, and grow your commission. And Mike, with that, I'll turn it back over to you. We can start questions or we can end however you like.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Andy. It was an awesome presentation. I learned a lot. It took 2 pages of full notes. So the first question is there a setup fee?
There is no setup fee. You sign up, and in minutes, literally, I know that sounds like some type of marketing language itself, but literally, you sign up, and minutes later, all you need is your logo, and you need a picture of yourself. Just find a good picture of yourself. That's all you need to get started. And you will literally be sending emails that look exactly like what we showed you in a matter of minutes.
It's an incredible resource. There's no question about it. Here's a question, too. My business offers green home and business products and green home makeovers. I find that unless someone is already eager to find out about where to live green, they don't see the value, even though they will save money and resources. Feedback, please. So they sell Go Green, and they're having trouble selling the value with that.
Yeah, well, the way to do it, and this is an old-fashioned solution, but it's actually quite new. The way to do it is through referrals. If you try to spend a lot of time going out there and educating people who don't believe in the green movement or the green benefit, then you're going to be spending way too much of your time educating. So what you want to do is you want to catalyze your customers, your believers, your followers into being your referral generators. And so what you do is you take your customers that already love your product, you get testimonials and videos from them, you post them up to the web, you post them up to Twitter, you post them up on your blog, and you send them out in emails, and you send links to all these things. You create great content and then send that content to your believers, to your email list, to your customers. They will start telling their friends about it. They'll say, look, I bought some of these great services from this company, and we have really transitioned our home into much more of a green home, and you got to check out some of the content that these guys are creating. Here's a link. They'll tell their friends, they'll tell their buddies, because the green movement is all about conviction. And if you're convicted about living more green, you're going to go and tell people you love, your brother, your sister, your friends, your coworkers. And if you give them great content, they will point people to your content. But most salespeople, Mike, don't create good content. And so therefore, your customers are left with nothing to give. Your customers should be your value deliverers. And so if you create great videos and great content online, beautiful ebooks that have compelling content and examples that they themselves gave you, they will send it out to everyone they know. That's how you do it.
So true, Andy. I just had a client that did a video testimonial of a client, and it's gone viral in their little world because they'd rather believe the customer that's using your product or resource than the sales professional, and there's no question about it. So here's another question. Does your service manage the email list, actual data, or just create deliverables that can be used in typical tools, MS, Outlook, Salesforce.com, etc.?
Yeah, right now our product, Ace of Sales, really just makes it very, very easy for you to send out emails. A lot of our customers have email lists of somewhere around 200 to 300 or 400 contacts. Well, it's really designed for salespeople, people in sales. And they send out emails to one person just to follow up from a simple email. They send out messages to 3 people they met at a mixer the night before, or they send out emails to their entire contact list. And that's the reason why they love Ace of Sales. Now, the ability to actually generate content and actually help you manage your content as well is something that we are looking at and hope to do in the future. But right now, what we've done is we've made Ace of Sales very, very easy for you to make your content look very compelling.
Very good. Any more questions, please type them into the questions box. But I think we're all caught up here. And I've enjoyed the presentation myself, and I encourage you to take advantage of today's offer. Just put Mike Krause in, and then you get the 2 free ebooks and 30-day trial. You got nothing to lose by just checking it out and creating the value. I love when Andy said the value gap. So many times I get when I'm helping my customers, they'll be like, why did the customer go quiet? And this is a way to get in there and create value when those clients have gone quiet. There's no question about it. Andy, anything else you'd like to add?
I would just encourage people to just embrace this concept of delivering value. Stay close to Mike because Mike is going to be delivering value to you. And I would just say challenge yourself to create great content, and you'll see, once you start to see the conversation and dialogue that it generates, you'll know that you're going down the right track.
Absolutely. And with that, I appreciate everyone's time this morning, and I wish you a great day. And Andy, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to present to the group. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Mike. Thank you all.
Thank you.